My boyfriend left me after getting me pregnant at 16. Years later, he is devastated to learn what happened to his son. I had a baby boy when I was 16. Yes, I know what that sounds like. No, we weren't careful. Judge me all you want. I've dealt with that for years. Mike was my boyfriend then, and when I found out about my pregnancy, he did a disappearing act with help from his family. Something, future college star, something. My parents were always blunt. What happened next was my choice. After a lot of thinking and deciding, termination just wasn't for me, so I chose to give up the baby for adoption. My parents knew a super sweet couple that was looking to adopt. We met, and I knew they were the right people. This turned from a teen mistake to almost a surrogacy. I started homeschooling to finish my education and to have a rest. The adoptive parents were with me for everything, and even paid for most of the medical costs. The adoptive mother was a teacher, so she helped me with my schoolwork and prepared me for college. They were present for the birth, and I refused to hold the baby. Instead, his actual mother did, and it was just right. I've stayed in the baby's life in a distant position as a special aunt. Well, he's no longer a baby, and he knows who I am, but his mom is the same woman who raised him, and I continue to be his special aunt. The only change is now he knows who to call if he needs a kidney. His sense of humor is like mine. Go figure. We talk maybe once in a blue moon, which in all honesty is the best. He's happy, and I don't regret giving him up to have a happy life. For my part, I got married 6 years ago. My husband Aaron was divorced on good terms with Bella. They have 2 children together, a boy who is 16 and a girl who is 19. Aaron made it clear since we began dating that his kids' approval was important and that Bella was part of his life forever, not as a spouse, but as a friend and mother to his children. I also told Bella and him about my teen pregnancy. To begin with, my stepdaughter and I get along well with the kids. She's closer to her mother, but still occasionally does girls' days with me. It's more like friends though. My stepson is incredibly close to me. He calls me his other mom and always asks me to be present for important events. We bonded when his childhood dog passed away, as my cat died about the same time. Bella and I were best friends. I know people have complicated relationships with their partner's exes, but we always show respect to each other. I never tried to take her place. She and Aaron shared something special long before I was in the picture. That's their history. And I am a stepmom, not a mom. Her place in the kids' lives is not up for competition. This background is because the whole mess with Mike started when I took my stepson to a medical appointment. It wasn't serious, though he did have to use anesthesia. Aaron and Bella both couldn't get the day off. They tried, but their jobs were on call, and they could not easily take time off. So I went on my own to be my stepson's support. I didn't recognize Mike as one of the doctors. His real name, both first and last name, is prevalent, and it has been years. My priority was my stepson's support, and everything else was secondary. After my stepson was done, he was a bit out of it, as expected. I was setting him up in the car and ensuring he was comfortable when Mike arrived. He told me he had been thinking about me and our son for so long and was glad our boy was okay. It took me a few minutes for my brain to click on what was going on, and he kept on rambling about apologies and how he wasn't ready to be a father, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, I sighed and loudly said, "This is not the baby I was pregnant with. I gave him up for adoption after I gave birth. I am a stepmother." My loopy stepson chimed in with, "Other mom." I had to hold back a smirk, to be honest. Mike was stunned by that, and it gave me time to catch up with him on important details. I gave up the baby. He knows what happened and why I gave him up. I married a man with 2 children. I'm happy, and I don't want him in my life. And no, I won't give him contact information for the adoptive family. He is 16 years too late. That was the end, and I got into my car to get my stepson home to rest. Since then, Mike found me on social media and has been painting this sob story about me denying him a chance to be a father, how I was a poor mother who threw away her child to raise someone else's children. I'm the she-devil. Most of our former classmates who saw the post reminded him that he left me. Some of his high school friends even pointed out he laughed about leaving me pregnant. I didn't know that part. A few of his relatives have reached out to bash me about taking Mike's chance to be a father. That made me a poor Christian. I'm not. I'm Jewish to begin with. A few friends did tell me it was a bitch move to give the baby up without telling Mike. I don't think I was in the wrong, but in case, I decided to leave the judgment to the internet masses. So, Reddit, AITA.